We talked that it's because it's current result, current events.
But there's so many other things that we could talk about.
Oh my God, yes.
And I know in the beginning of this, I'd mentioned that, we've known each other. So I'm 37 now. I think maybe like I was 20, 21 when we...
Really? That's when you met him?
Well, yeah, I met him. But like I was...
Through our circles.
Through our circles, yeah. And in the clubs and stuff. And we just didn't like each other. Like he did nothing to me. I did nothing to him.
Let's actually say that I had no issues.
No, exactly. I created the issue in my own mind, no doubt. So look, I'm this like young kid, like just full of testosterone, like trying to make a name for himself and a new city. And again, I used to live my life a lot differently. And here's this guy in the club with the hottest girls, bottle service, and like clearly successful. And that was an issue for me at the time. I mean, like I was an insecure person, and again, that's I guess what normal people do. I was the king of the average back in the day, and I was like, I mean, the purest form and the purest example of being a hater. That's funny. Yeah, well, no, it is funny considering. I mean, he's changed my life and continues to like
close we are now.
Yeah, I have no problem speaking on that because it is the truth. And I think that's a thing that a lot of people do and a lot of people experience. I mean, I know I get messages. The other day I did I don't know if you saw my story, Saman. Somebody sent me a message and it was basically like, I did a post about exercise and certain unconventional benefits that Harvard University did a study on that reported some benefits that you wouldn't expect exercise, like unconventional benefits, which I thought were appropriate. And I had a guy basically just take a screenshot of it and then send me a DM.
Yes.
And he said, please send, or no, he didn't say please. Please. He said, send me the Harvard article on this topic. And I responded to him. I said, no, I'm actually not going to do that. Because not only did you not ask nicely and say, please, I was like, I'll be doing you a disservice if I did that, because you could have in legitimately 4 seconds done a Google search.
The time that it took you to write that DM.
He could have done it 4 times over, right? So I sent that back to him and I screenshotted that, blocked out his name, blocked out his profile image, and I reposted that on my story. And I did it not to put this kid on blast. Obviously I didn't put him on blast because I blocked out his name and all that. But I did it because that's a common thing that I get, okay? I don't repost or glorify the individuals who reach out to me and I take the time to send them a personal video, 2 to 3 minutes. I don't take the time to share and glorify the people that come to me. I don't know these people, and I take my time and invest my energy to help them determine what. I'm not glorifying that shit. I do it because I want to do it. I do it because I have a genuine interest in making the world a better place. And in my mind, from my perspective, I believe that screenshotting that, my response, and then writing on there like straight up, like this is social media has basically created this dynamic where this type of thing is appropriate, where some person I don't even know thinks that like it's rude, it's ignorant, and not only that, it's lazy in the sense that if that is how you live your life, waiting for things to be handed to you, you're going to have a very, very rough time. So that's the message I was trying to convey. And I will tell you that I've never got more responses to any story that I've ever done than that one. I got probably between the reactions and the actual replies, a couple hundred really awesome ones. People are like saying like, that's really good. You did whatever. Yeah. And I get that. And sometimes I'm guilty of that myself. Thank you. But I got about 3 or 4 ones of people where basically they were like, you are the lowest form of scum. This is probably a kid. This is probably a kid that looks up to you, and you just completely shattered his whatever. Like, you talk about being a good person and helping people, like you're a hypocrite and all this stuff. And the really fascinating thing was the kid actually replied to I
was wondering that.
Yeah. And he said, he's like, I appreciate that. And he's like, thank you for pointing that out.
Wow. Yeah.
And then I hit him back and I said, hey, I respect the way you handled yourself there. And then I sent him a link with the Harvard study. Nice. Right. And then he hit me back and he's like, I appreciate and respect the mutual level of understanding.
That's cool.
So he got it.
Yeah, that was, I guarantee you, that will be a lasting lesson for him mentally.
And a lot of other people who
read that.
who read that. And that's the problem of, you know, like people look at things and I think the people who looked at that and felt that certain way. I don't think it was about the response. I think it was about me. I think they see so they see the way that I look. They see the cars that I drive. They see the way that I dress. They see things in me that they lack. And it's a lot easier of a path to take to get angry and resentful and malevolent towards someone who reminds you of all the things that you are not than it is to take personal responsibility. And the point with that whole story is I believe that was the perspective that I had when I first met Saman. I saw things in him that I mean, saying I lacked it is an understatement. Like they were foreign to me. And, you know, it was just really interesting.